a hat in here. Grab a sheet and don't sit at that table back there. You sit at any of the other four. Hey, come on in. Grab a sheet.
What's the camera for?
You have to record something for class. Really? There's no reason for that. You don't act like that on a regular basis. Come on, folks, have a Hi, Kara. How you doing? It happened to me. It happened to me last year. Yes, it says please don't sit there, so please don't sit there. Let's go. There's plenty of other places to sit. Find empty seats. Right here, slide over. Slide over. It's real hard. Make room. Whose is this? We don't say. Jennifer, if you'd rather sit here, you can sit here. Yes, real high here. There's a seat there. There's a seat here. Will, there's a seat here. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I need you to make sure that you get your stuff taken care of very hot in here. Very quickly for the daily agenda, okay? I'm going to take attendance, then I'm going to come around and stamp it extremely quickly, and then we're going to get started, okay? Because we have a lot to do today. missing Joshua.
And then Joshua's here.
He is?
Oh no.
I was going to say he wasn't here first thing this morning. Anyone else we happen to be missing other than Joshua and Izzy?
Not that I know of.
Seems like we're pretty packed, so. She needs some. Please have your stamp cards out.
Yes.
God.
I don't say for out.
Why are you supposed to? You hardly ever have yours out. And you don't have it out now. I know what? And you haven't figured out yet where to get a new one, honey? Thank you, sir. Okay. Where's your eyes in back wall? Get that out. Yeah, do you need a charger? Or you got one? Let me get it for you.
I had it on the charger all night. Oh, I've been
Yeah. You might want to check your charger, make sure it's like completely plugged in and all that kind of stuff.
I did the
We're not gonna need it too much, so. All right, who did not get too early? Oh, Ari, I didn't mean to grab your hair, is it right? All these bodies shoved over here in the corner. Can I get to that one, please? Don't you get that? You're welcome. It's gonna get all wet in that little ring of stuff. All right, y'all. I know we're kind of crammed over here in the corner. Sorry. Okay. 55 minutes, right?
Stop making
55 minutes. We're over. I don't even know. I haven't looked. Yeah, I don't know. It's
I think you get with your sister, so I'm not recording. Mine is my only card. I was joking.
Okay, awesome. Alright, guys. So let me explain a little bit about what we're going to do. Yes, ma'am? Yes, ma'am? Put it back on my desk when you're done. Okay, y'all. If you read through what it says you're going to be doing some plays. I like to call them puppet shows. Oh, don't get too terribly excited. The puppets aren't great. They're on your desk right now. They're just little pictures. So here's what we're going to do. We've been working through all that background information that we need to have so that we can put together how weather is created, right? So we've learned about air pressure and, well, we started with the atmosphere, and we learned about air pressure and how, excuse me, air pressure changes with temperature, and we learned about how that creates wind as air moves from areas of high pressure to areas of low pressure. And then yesterday we So we looked at winds and we looked at pressure systems yesterday and the types of weather that comes along with pressure systems. And today we're adding one more piece to that, and we're going to look at what's called a weather front. So weather fronts are these areas where two different weather systems come together. So these big air masses that move, these big high pressure, big low pressure systems and things like that, as they come together, they form a boundary. A boundary is that meeting point between two different things. So in this case, we call that boundary a front because it's a meeting point or a boundary between two different large air masses. They might be moving in the same direction, they might be moving in opposite directions. That you know that the winds are all different, the temperatures are different, all those types of things. We have a very large front coming this way, right? For this weekend. A cold, or cold system, like an Arctic system coming this way.
Yeah, we can't.
No, it's not. We're supposed to get really cold rain. Okay? But this far south, we're not going to get snow. In the upstate, they might get a little bit of snow. Okay, but that's coming this way. So, anyway, what we're going to do today, listen to me carefully. You have these notes that you just got. They need to be open. I'm going to show you a 3-minute video clip. It's not exciting. I'm sorry. Okay, it's not sad. It's just not terribly exciting. But it illustrates... What are you doing? Okay, but I'm giving instruction and you're not listening to me because you're focused on glue. Okay. So, we're going to watch this video. It shows how these large air masses move and come together and the types of weather that happen when they interact with each other. Okay? That's what this video shows. It's only 3 minutes long. After that, so I want you to pay close attention. I want you to annotate your notes, right? If you need to add things to your notes that you learned in this video. They're pretty good, but, you know, still. So have them open. I'm only going to turn one of the lights off so that you can still see your notes, because otherwise it gets pretty darn dark in here. And when you're paying attention to how these things move, make sure you kind of look at the symbols again. What makes a low front? What makes a not a low front, a low pressure system, a high pressure system, a warm front? Jeffrey, you're over there with your one-man band, but I'm the entertainment in the room, sweetheart. So we're going to use that information in your groups when it's done. Okay, so the combination of what you see visually in the video and then what's on your paper in terms of notes, you're going to put together, and I'm going to assign you a particular type of front or boundary, weather boundary, and then you're going to work through how to act that out with the rest of us, okay? No pressure. Don't worry about, we're learning, right? Okay, I just want to give you an opportunity to, get up and play. Yes.
Is that a pun? No pressure.
Ah! I didn't even realize that. Nice job. No pressure. That was perfect! And I didn't even realize it. Nice job. Okay, let me get this started really quickly. Can somebody turn off one of our lights, please? Oh, and can the rest of us? I'll wait. And the rest of us stop.
When air masses meet, a boundary forms between the air masses. The masses don't mix, but instead one mass pushes the other along. This boundary is called a front. A cold front forms when a cold air mass pushes a warm air mass. Because the cold air is denser than the warm air is pushed up quickly. As the warm air rises quickly, the moisture in the warm air cools and condenses. The water vapor changes to tiny drops of liquid water. Clouds form as a result of this cooling. The clouds that form are usually cumulus clouds. The size of the clouds depend on the amount of moisture present in the warm air mass. Precipitation is often heavy along a cold front. It may not last long, but it is generally a heavy rain with increased wind speed. Thunderstorms are common along cold fronts. During the winter, snowstorms and blizzards may occur along a cold front, depending on the temperature differential and the amount of available moisture.
That means how big is the difference
A
between the
warm front
warm
occurs
and the
when
cold?
a warm air mass pushes a cold air mass. The warm air moves up and over the cold front. Notice that the movement of the warm air over the cold is at a much more gradual slope than at a cold front. The warm air does not rise as fast as it does in a cold front, so the clouds that form are different. They are thinner and spread out over a greater area. These clouds are called stratus. These high clouds are a sign that a warm front is approaching. A warm front moves through an area much slower than a cold front. The clouds associated with warm fronts are thick, low clouds that produce a steady, light rain. This may last for a day or more.
Didn't we just have a warm front roll through?
Sometimes, the boundary between a cold
Wait
and
forever.
warm air mass doesn't move. In that case, it is referred to as a stationary front. Sometimes, when a cold front is overtaking a warm front, the warm front is actually lifted above the ground. This may create drastic temperature changes and violent weather. This type of rare front is called an occluded front. So, air masses moving from areas of high pressure to areas of low pressure bring weather from one location to another. Air masses take on the characteristics of the areas over which they form. As air masses make contact with each other, warm and cold fronts are formed. Clouds and precipitation may result.
That was beautiful. I know, it was wonderful, wasn't it?
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay. Let me go back to this, because we need, okay. So, I know, keep in mind, we're just learning, okay? But I had this cool idea and I wanted to see how it would work. And I like the idea of y'all getting up and moving around a little bit.
Yeah, we haven't done that.
Because I know,
It
helps
you
you
burn off
energy. Well, it helps you burn off a little bit of energy, but I think sometimes when we apply muscle movement to things, it helps. Like, it helps our brains when we can act things out sometimes too. So, that's what we're gonna do. Now, if you're in the corner table, that's y'all. Your little, everybody has stuff on their tables. They're paper clipped together. Please don't lose the paper clips, and please make sure that you have everything returned back to the paper clip at the end of class. Okay, so every table, every group has stuff on their group, on their table. So those of you in the corner table, you're gonna put together just a tiny little presentation for us, right? Using your stuff. Those are your puppets, okay? You're a group. It's not a big deal. Have one person be a spokesperson. The other people can manipulate the things. But your group is going to show us what high and low pressure systems look like. So you'll have to do two. A high pressure system and a low pressure system. You should have, yes, you should have, everybody is going to participate. Okay? Whoever wants to talk, elect that person to talk. Okay? Again, y'all, we're learning. You have your notes. We're learning. We'll correct mistakes as we go along, okay? So you guys get high and low pressure systems. Yes, Jeffrey?
I
Question?
guess it's time to accumulate some knowledge.
Blah.
Yay, blah, blah.
That's how cumulus clouds, that they share the same root, right? As accumulate. Okay.
Yeah.
I am, yes.
What?
Okay. ladies and gentlemen, if you're here at this table, hey Dakota, hi, I'm talking to y'all. If you're here at this table, you're gonna do warm front, okay? Woo! You're gonna do warm front, you have all this stuff. So start, I love it. Yeah, you wanna put it up in front of your head, that's fine with me. So start figuring that out. Hang on a second. Y'all, I'm still talking though. Here, you guys are gonna do cold fronts, because you saw that that's what you have, right? And my middle station, you're gonna do stationary fronts. Okay? So, I'm going to give you about 10 minutes. Okay? To figure this out. And then we're gonna show each other. You have notes, you have your iPad, you have anything that you need. You've got information up here. Okay? So I want to see about, remember these are moving things. There's wind associated with them. There's clouds or rain or sun. You have all kinds of weather symbols to help you. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to come around, and as I come around, you can ask me questions.
I want to be the stationary friend.
I would start with, what do you have?
I'm not talking.
Yeah, I will lay out what you have.
I'm not talking. Oh! No! I had to make
You can. If you'd like to share speaking with parts, that's fine with me. Okay. You might start by laying out the similar things that you have, and then make sure you understand what a stationary front is. Okay?
What's the talk? Let's say it's in our building. What if they got to have to stop being If you talk, you have to talk.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. I love it.
No. What did they have? Okay, Justin.
Yeah, we're going to be serious. Okay. Y'all, stationary don't have a lot of time to argue about who's talking about what. So just now, I will emphasize what we're actually and what's how they're moving.
The head go like this. And then wait, I think one should go like okay. And then you can hear like
One for high.
like I went there and said, okay, you can speak.
Are there questions I can answer? Y'all need to discuss what direction.
Can you move off? Anxiety. You need to do something. Okay, so stationary front, and then you say win. I win. And expectation. I'm a break my leg. Wait, no, let's restart. And then Connie. When you say Stepped on my Okay, so are we ready to say your name?
It fell. Okay, we're doing it. It fell. I didn't mean to. I'm trying to help.
Calm down, it's okay. It'll be fine.
I don't know. I just put it back on. I hate when I can't staring at it.
It's not staring.
It's sideways. Well, sideways. Okay, I'm
It's part